As an OEM, should you buy centralized compute architecture, or should you do it in-house?
I think you generally want to do it in a way that you have some control over it. There is debates on the open source versus the internal, but you wouldn't want to do it in a way that is half baked. You'd want a full architecture where you've got a plan for how it's all going to work, and then you're executing against that plan versus you have a vision and then you're hoping people cooperate as they go. And the trouble is you've got stories of it working not so well in both ways. Of adopting somebody else's architecture has been very difficult. Doing your own also has been very difficult. And part of that is the people and the development process that you've got. You have to be able to have your architecture of your electronics set and then have cycles on the software running in a somewhat decoupled way to roll along with that. You can't just be doing this the old way of a V that has very intrinsically connected software and hardware all along. And you can't also then say, okay, well, I'm going to put the software definition of the function in, but I'm not going to be able to core hop when I now end up adding to that and adding to that, and I don't have enough compute capacity in this thing. Or the edge compute of my ADAS stuff now needs to operate on a zonal on a totally different system because the progress of that doesn't match the progress of the rest of my body controllers. So it's a difficult thing to say I'm going to use somebody else's electrical architecture if you don't have the full architecture and the full plan laid out and aren't ready to go sort of cold turkey into that new world.
It just broke yesterday. In fact, Volkswagen's coming out with this low-cost, sub 20,000 euro electric car. Looks like a Polo that's going to be electric. Sounds like it's going to be using Rivian's central compute system, but it's still several years away.